Can I be honest with you for a second? You may not be stuck because you're lazy. You may be stuck because you're either constantly moving with no direction or overthinking so much that you never move at all. And if you've been feeling overwhelmed, inconsistent, frustrated, or mentally exhausted trying to build your life, your business, or your vision, this conversation is probably for you. Because today, I want to talk to you about the difference between momentum and intentionality and why you actually need both. Hey everyone, welcome to the Tammy R Global Show, the space where we build, believe, and become. I'm Tammy R Global, and honestly, this conversation has been sitting heavy on me lately because I keep seeing how easy it is to become emotionally scattered while trying to build something meaningful. Not because you aren't gifted, not because you don't care, not because you don't have ideas, but because you're either moving without direction or thinking without movement. And those are two very different things. Intentionality is about direction. It's slowing down long enough to ask yourself, what actually matters to me right now? What am I truly building? What deserves my energy in this season? Momentum is different. Momentum is movement. Momentum is what happens when you keep showing up consistently, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's quiet, even when you don't fully feel ready yet. And honestly, you can get so busy doing things that you never stop to ask whether you're actually building intentionally. You can post constantly, start project after project, watch webinar after webinar, write ideas down all day, talk about your goals nonstop, and still not be aligned. And on the other side, you can become so focused on trying to gain clarity that you never actually move. You want certainty before obedience, the full blueprint before the first step, competence before consistency. But some clarity only comes while you're moving. Some competence only grows while you're building. I've had to learn that personally. There are seasons where you pray, think, journal, prepare, and process. But eventually, there comes a point where you have to decide, I'm going to move. Not perfectly, not loudly, but intentionally. Because momentum is built through repeated movement, through consistency, through discipline, through obedience, through continuing to show up for what matters. And this is especially important in business because you can become emotionally exhausted trying to build from pressure, comparison, confusion, or urgency. Everything starts feeling important. Everything starts feeling urgent. And before you know it, you're overwhelmed, distracted, discouraged, and inconsistent. But intentionality helps you slow down enough to ask, what actually aligns with the vision I say I want? And momentum helps you continue long enough to actually see results. You really do need both. Intentionality without momentum can become hesitation, and momentum without intentionality can become burnout. But together, they create movement with purpose. And honestly, I really believe this is the season where you need to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start stewarding what's already in your hands, even if it's small, even if it feels messy, even if it feels uncomfortable. Just start moving intentionally. So before we close, I want to give you 3 momentum pushes to take into your week. First, stop consuming so much and start executing. You may not need another webinar right now. You may just need movement. Post the content, send the email, record the video, start the outline, have the conversation. Small movement still matters. Second, choose one area to become intentional about this week. Not your whole life, not 20 different goals. Maybe your focus is consistency. Maybe it's visibility. Maybe it's structure. Maybe it's finally showing up online again, but simplify your focus. And third, build before you feel fully confident. A lot of confidence is built through repetition, through movement, through continuing to show up. You may be waiting to feel ready, while purpose is waiting on your obedience. And the scripture I really want you to sit with this week is Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision and make it plain. Not just write it, not just pray about it, but make it plain enough that you can move intentionally toward it. So this week, I really want you to ask yourself, what am I intentionally building? And what consistent actions are creating momentum in that direction? Thank you so much for spending this time with me on the Tammy R Global Show, the space where we build, believe, and become. If this encouraged you, make sure you subscribe, share this with someone who may need it, and I'll see you in the next episode.